Another thing, it's easy for everybody to agree that we should ban hate speech, but technical problem there, who can ever agree on what is hate? Now, there should be some restrictions on speech, and I think there are some, such as a direct incitement to violence, direct incitement to criminal code offense. So it's okay to say that you really dislike John Smith, but you can't take it a step further and say, let's rob him and beat him and burn his house down, because that's a direct. That's a pretty clear line that's not going to have, I think, a significant impact on debate on issues where you make it illegal to have direct incitement of harm to another person, or direct incitement to violence, or to committing a criminal code offense. That's a pretty clear line in the sand. That's not where they're drawing it. If that's where they were drawing the line on campus, then I wouldn't be here tonight and there wouldn't be a Campus Freedom Index. That's not where they're drawing the line. They're drawing the line on what is hurtful or offensive. A lot of these cases involve pro-life groups. That was the case at Carleton. There are no fewer than 8 student unions that are currently, or have in recent years, banned the Campus Pro-Life Club just because it has a pro-life view. Now, Michael Kennedy and I, co-authors, we have no problem whatsoever with universities and student unions taking action against students or against student clubs where there's actual misbehavior. For example, if you're destroying property, if you're rioting, if you're disobeying reasonable rules, such as reasonable regulation of time and place of where you can put up your display. If you're harassing people by persistently following somebody and trying to force a conversation on a person who has told you, I don't want to talk with you, that's harassment. You can ban harassment and even punish it. It doesn't touch upon free speech. If you have a rule against persistently following somebody and trying to force a conversation on them that they've told you they're not interested in having. But at the University of Victoria, novel definitions of harassment. The pro-life club there, which has been kind of the victim has been kind of the Students' Union at UVic has been on the warpath against the pro-life club since about 2008. And so when the pro-life club had a display on, the pro-choicers put up a table not far away, which is perfectly fine, peaceful counter-speech, wonderful, the way it should be. And there they gathered, they had complaint forms for people to fill out to complain about how they had felt harassed by the pro-lifers display. Not their behavior. There wasn't a single complaint that the pro-life students were loud or rude or obnoxious or name-calling or violent or pushy or obstructing pedestrian traffic, but all these complaints that the people felt harassed by the opinions being expressed. And so the student union was just delighted to receive these dozens of complaints, took them very seriously, and censured the pro-life club and said they're not allowed to have restricted their activities on campus. And the university just followed right in the footsteps, I guess, at the University of Victoria. When the student union says jump, the university says how high? Because it seems that the student union's in charge of that campus, because when the pro-life club later applied to have an awareness display of some sort, some expressive activity, or holding up signs, distributing pamphlets, whatever it was, the university told the pro-life club, well, because the student union has censured you, so you're not authorized by the student union. Therefore, you're not allowed anywhere on campus. Trent University, same thing. Trent University, January, 8 months ago. This is, I have to give you an exact quote. This is priceless from one of our future leaders. Listen to how articulate these people are that have gone through our public school system. Trent University, the Trent Central Student Association rejected a pro-life club's application for certification. And this is significant, by the way, because if you're not certified by the student union as a campus club, you're not allowed to be on campus or do anything, right? So that's why this is a serious issue and why there's all these fights over certification of campus clubs. So tonight, because, quote, campaigning for pro-life or pro-choice is not allowed on campus, since there is so many opinions to this, it can lead to a very exclusive group, while all groups at Trent must be inclusive. That's the student union's reasoning. Interesting notion, inclusive clubs. I'm sure that the NDP, the Trent NDP, I'm sure has lots of conservative-minded and free market people amongst its ranks. And no doubt the Trent Muslim Students Association has lots of gay people that are active members there. I mean, all clubs must be inclusive, right? No doubt in my mind. So, why does this matter anyway? Now, many books have been written on the importance of free speech. I'll give 3 reasons. One is the pursuit of truth. The pursuit of truth depends on vigorous debate. When a cure for cancer is found, it will not be found in Cuba or in North Korea. It will be found in a free society where we have vigorous debate, where conventional wisdom can be challenged and repudiated. And in a free society, you can attack the controversial and established ideas. You can gore some sacred cows. Now, some would say, okay, well, that's fine for scientific things, for finding a cure for cancer. We mustn't have any censorship in science. But for other things, for philosophy and religion and culture and society, we need to protect feelings and protect each other from hate speech and that sort of thing. But really, this gets into the second reason. If you want good public policy, okay, if it's true in the scientific realm that we're not going to find a cure for cancer by stifling free expression of ideas, free dissemination, and no limits on how hard you attack your opponent's thesis and so on, is this not also true for society? How can we have good public policy governing education or healthcare or immigration or the integration of immigrants into Canadian society or Aboriginal issues? All these touchy, sensitive, hot-button type issues. How can you have good public policy if you've got this, the tyranny of nice, the tyranny of not offending, the tyranny of not hurting feelings, superimposed on discussions about immigration or Aboriginal issues? You can't have good public policy without there being that freedom to have frank and honest debate and not a half-hearted debate where you're always looking over your shoulders, terrified of having offended somebody by your ideas in relation to public policy. Last but not least, a fundamental part of who we are as human beings is that desire and that need to express ourselves. And when you're denied that right to speak out your beliefs and your heart and your mind and speak out what you think and what you believe, that is a fundamental violation of your human rights. And it's as much a violation as being stripped away of your religious freedom, your property rights, your freedom of association, and other freedoms. So in closing, I would like to, again, thank Fred for organizing the event. If you're interested in contributing to this defense of free expression, then there's envelopes here. Justice Center is a registered charity, so we issue official tax receipts. So if you want to mail in a donation, you get a tax receipt. And we'd love to have your support. And I'm going to distribute, there's a 6-page summary of the Campus Freedom Index I'm going to distribute now. And I really look forward to your questions. Thanks again. Sorry, we're going to show the video first, and then Q&A. Thanks.
I wanted to put together a short video to show you some of the examples of free speech violations on Canadian campuses. So what you're going to see is a short video I put together from some YouTube clips. I'm not a great video editor. But the case study we're going to show you is there's a men's rights group called the Canadian Association for Equality that hold events at the University of Toronto, and you're going to see what happens at a couple of their events. At the end of the film, is sort of a bonus clip to show you a pro-life meeting that was disrupted at the University of Waterloo. So let's play video number 2.